Esteemed guests, we are now heading towards a significant session, the Manasa Hospital Rajamahendravarm Oration Award session. It is my privilege to extend a humble request to the esteemed presence of Dr. Yendluri Prabhakar and Dr. P. Ravi Shankar to kindly join us on the dais as the session chairpersons. I invite Dr. P. Kishan from Karri, who will be receiving the award and delivering the oration, to come on to the dais. We look forward to his insightful address. Dr. Yendluri Prabhakar, an eminent psychiatrist and the immediate past president of our society, needs no introduction. His immense contributions to the field of psychiatry are highly regarded, and we are honored to have him for this session too. We are also privileged to have Dr. P. Ravi Shankar, a distinguished psychiatrist and one of the esteemed past presidents of the Indian Psychiatric Society, Andhra Pradesh Branch. He has played a pivotal role in the development and growth of the psychiatry department at Rama Medical College in Kakinada. Currently, he is associated with KIMS in Amlapuram. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Dr. Kishan, an esteemed psychiatrist who brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to our gathering today. Dr. Kishan completed his MBBS degree at Kakatiya Medical College, Warangal, and pursued an MD in psychiatry at Osmania Medical College, Hyderabad. Currently, he holds the position of professor and head of the Department of Psychiatry at Prathima Institute of Medical Sciences in Karri. Dr. Kishan's expertise spans various domains of psychiatry, including research in psychotherapy, rehabilitation, preventive psychiatry, and the integration of spirituality with mental health. His contributions to the field are evident through his numerous publications in index journals, showcasing his dedication to advancing knowledge and understanding in psychiatry. Beyond his academic accomplishments, Dr. Kishan actively engages in professional forums, participating in workshops, symposia, and lectures. He has presented papers at national and international conferences, delivering thought-provoking talks on key topics in the field. Furthermore, Dr. Kishan has taken on leadership roles as the organizing chairman for several conferences and continuing medical education programs. Dr. Kishan's professional affiliations include esteemed organizations such as the Indian Psychiatric Society, where he has served as the president of the Andhra Pradesh State Branch and South Zone Branch. He has also held significant positions in the American Psychiatric Society and the World Psychiatric Association. Dr. Kishan has received numerous awards and honors for his exemplary contributions to the field of psychiatry and his dedicated service to the community. Dr. Kishan currently holds the position of chairperson for the Spirituality and Yoga Committee in the South Zone of the Indian Psychiatric Society. He also serves as the chairperson for the Yoga and Meditation Specialty Section within the Indian Psychiatric Society. In addition, he is an executive member of the WP section on religion, spirituality, and psychiatry. These positions highlight Dr. Kishan's dedication and expertise in the field of yoga, meditation, spirituality, and their integration with psychiatry. His contributions in these areas further enrich the understanding and practice of mental health and holistic well-being. It is with great pleasure that we announce that Dr. Kishan has been invited to deliver the prestigious Manasa Hospital Rajamahendravarm Oration. This distinction recognizes his outstanding expertise and remarkable reputation in the field of psychiatry. We are privileged to have Dr. Kishan here with us today, and we eagerly anticipate his enlightening oration and valuable insights that will undoubtedly contribute to our collective knowledge and understanding. Thank you. An experience to our gathering today. Dr. Kishan completed his MBBS degree at Kakatiya Medical College, Warangal, and pursued an MD in Psychiatry at Osmania Medical College, Hyderabad. Currently, he holds a for the Yoga and Meditation Specialty section within the Indian Psychiatric Society. In addition, he is an executive member of the WP section on religion, spirituality, and psychiatry. The dedication and expertise in the field of yoga, meditation, spirituality, and their integration with psychiatry. His contributions in these areas further enrich the understanding and practice of mental health and holistic well-being. It is with great pleasure that we announce that Dr. Kishan has the Hospital Rajamahendravarm Oration. This distinction recognizes his outstanding expertise and remarkable reputation in the field of psychiatry. We are privileged to have Dr. Kishan here with us today, and we eagerly anticipate his enlightening oration and valuable insights that will undoubtedly contribute to our collective knowledge. And thank you.
So I was here when Dr. Karri Rama Reddy was started, probably first time somewhere in 84, sir, 84 or 85. So as a practitioner in Kakinada, that time. So again I am here as a colleague. Thank you very much. This is a project, the concept of illness to wellness, the early approach by Kishan. I heard Dr. Kishan and Dr. B. N. Gangadhar garu, well known as in the field of yoga and psychiatry. So, that you know, yoga is not only the postures or exercises, it is something more than that, a combination of body and mind and so many other things. Something like breathing exercises, meditation, and the approach to the life itself is a part of the life. So as we starting from the first yogi, those who believe in religion, Lord Shiva. From there, the India has a number of ways to approach to the yoga, including the well-known yogi, and now of course all these countries, Western countries, they are taking our way of life in the yogic way. So Dr. Kishan is now going to highlight the way of life from illness to wellness, the yogic approach. Oh, Dr. Kishan.
Thank you very much. And AP State Branch of IPS and its executive for selecting me for this prestigious oration, as well as Karri Rama as chairperson of this conference, and my gurus, Dr. Rama Reddy and Dr. B. N. Gangadhar, always guiding me in this endeavors of yoga and spirituality. Coming to my talk, I think it's only 30 minutes, for 45 minutes, but this is a publication by 2009, Charles Darwin's 2000th birthday, 200th birthday, and 150 years of his publication, famous publication of Origin of Species. Coming to evolution of human being, my talk is evolution of human being, and from illness to wellness, and a comprehensive yogic approach. Coming to evolution of human being, the descent of man, which was published by Charles Darwin, expressed the concept of sexual selection to explain the emergence of the language and civilization in proto-humans, suggesting human vocal complexity and mental capacity to increase to attract the mates, their life mates. So Pinker et al. Reviews the history of evolution of abstract intelligence ranging from increased reasoning, social cooperation, the capacity of language, to cognitive capabilities, standard evolutionary scenarios for how physical and social evolution might have favored bigger brains. The evolutionary approach of human intelligence to cognitive architecture includes evolving reasoning programs that was specialized by selection of distinctive adaptive problems such as social exchange as well as preventing hazards to the human race. This publication focuses in neuroanatomy and the evolution of brain and human nature and cortical circuits and intellectual creativity. Most of the scientists observed the increase in the size of the brain, what we are enjoying today. The neocortex changes in the folds and surface area of the brain is increased, and thickness of cerebral cortex is linked to higher intelligence. The evolution of human intelligence is closely tied to the evolution of the human brain with the origin of language, empathy, theory of mind, mourning, and other rituals of life. In the 19th century and early 20th century, the marked increase in the human brain size during the evolution associated with the higher brain function. This is mostly increase in synapses and increase in weight of the brain. Because of the evolved neocortex, we can perform extraordinary and highly complex tasks like writing a book and composing a symphony and inventing computers, etc. This is the publication by Carl Johan, The Global Mind, which is equal to universal unconsciousness, what we guides us, and the rise of civilization. He started his book along with the pyramids of Giza to our swastika of Indian philosophy. According to him, the evolution of human mind that created the human civilization, the Egyptians' construction of great pyramids of Giza around 2600 BC to 2500 BC, in order to reproduce a cosmic order in the particular time, almost midway of the whole timeline that they measured in a different domain. With the perfect geometric precision, the pyramids are perfect rectangular geometric precision with 8 partition grid, that is north, east, west, south, and the corners, Agneya, Vayuya, and Nairuti, and these are all for Isha. These are all the 8 domains, partition grid. Probably got inspiration from the higher source, maybe God. It is not surprising that the living quarters of the workers who are built pyramids suggest that they live well. The builders may have seen their work more as a sacred work and service than a forced labor. The wave of spirituality and empathy, the frontal lobe of the brain, is thought to be area where all ideas of the God and religions, etc., are created. Because of that, a wave of unity of experience with others as well as with the nature. The Indus Valley civilization, like 8 partition grid of pyramid, was predominantly symbolized by swastika, included in the book. So, in Vedic tradition, it was recognized as the gods in 8 directions. When we do Sandhya Vandanam, we do not only 8, and when Urtva and Dharaya, that is the earth also. There are 2 more additions, that is Dashatik Namaskara, what we call. So, according to Aurobindo, who always believes that still evolution is going on in human being. The evolutionary growth is a triple process. It involves process of widening, heightening, and integration. It means at first it involves an extension of scope and the incorporation of coexisting forms, scope of the space and the forms. Then it involves a development of the growth towards a higher form and evolving form. This philosophy considers evolution as a process of gradual development of consciousness evolution of forms is merely an outward process of evolution. The evolution of consciousness is a process of inner evolution. All evolution is the essence of heightening of the force of consciousness to greater intensity. The evolutionary process is a manifestation of divine life, which would assume into itself the mental, vital, and physical life transformation and spiritualization. It becomes much richer, greater, more powerful, and more perfect. One has to enlarge his partial being according to the Aurobindo, what he says, enlarging his partial being into complete being, his partial consciousness into integral consciousness. He has to achieve the mastery of his environment, but also world union and world harmony. That is Sarve Janastino Bhavantu. This is the concept came from this evolution. He has to realize his individuality, but also to enlarge into cosmic self and fulfill the process of transformation. So in our routine day-to-day life, we do Satyanarata whenever we go to the new house, and sometimes some people will do every year also. There are 5 stories told by the priest. So indicates, first is a woodcutter story, it's a symbolic of Shudra, and then is a Vaishya story, is symbolic of the then the king story is symbolic of the Kshatriya, then the Brahman story is then the still more, one more step is the Avaduta, that is evolution from the Aspurshya to Avaduta, which is mainly told by the Rishi Prabhakar in Yasasva Yoga. So these are incredible Indian personalities who evolved into higher wellness and wise people, and is a symbolic of evolution. And if your empathy is increased tremendously, probably the Vaidya Narayana, the people will touch the feet. Most of the, you see 100 patients, 2-3 members will touch your feet because they see as a demigod. And your empathy, because whoever having empathy will have more practice. So you can see the godly beings like Krishna and Christ and Buddha. You can see these all animals and birds, different species, violent animal as well as a non-violent, all coming together. So that is a mesmerism of the empathy and the godliness. And for this I want to include the wisdom. With the most of the people who have evolved are the wise people. And you can categorize the wise and otherwise people. So coming to wisdom is a goddess of, Greek goddess of wisdom is a Sophia. Probably Saraswati is a Hindu goddess of wisdom. Probably we don't know. The females are symbolic of the wise wisdom. This is Dilip Jeste, who is released the DSM-5 in California, San Francisco. He's migrated from Bombay. He became the president of American Psychiatric Society, and he published tons of literature on wisdom. So most of these slides are symbolic of his. His team is collected in California University, all holy books like Bible, Quran, and Bhagavad Gita, and they distill the few words of wisdom that is rich. Wisdom includes the sub-components of wisdom is rich knowledge of life, practical life skills, emotional regulation, social cognition and social cooperation, and insightfulness, tolerance of ambiguity, value relativism, tolerance of diversity, openness to new experiences, successful coping strategies, and resilience, what our President again was told today, the sense of humor. These are all components of wisdom. Most of these words you can see in Bhagavad Gita and all holy books. So where is the neurobiology, what is the basis of this wisdom? So they have done in their publication, they localized the anterior cingulate cortex, then ventromedial prefrontal cortex, amygdala, and the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex are areas where this wisdom is localized. This is a study by again Philip Jeste and others to how do this localization process is done on human beings as well as in rats. In the human beings, they utilize the juggling experiment by ball. So, and in rats, there's a resting rats. There's a difference between these rats and rats with the work, lot of work created here. So then they measure the outcome, the cluster of aging brain, the competent. Usually you can divide into people into three categories. What they say is successfully young persons, unsuccessfully old, and successfully old people. So here, young people can utilize one side of the front lobe to become success. The unsuccessful, the old people will be unsuccessful if they utilize only one side. Most of the games as well as exercises and yoga, whatever doing the wellness procedures will involve the two lobes, that is compensatory mechanism, to utilize other lobe also, they become wise. Compensation may be involved enhanced recruitment by alternate brain networks or more efficient utilization of same brain networks. Neurogenesis and synaptogenesis will continue to occur in sensitive mice and as well as stimulated by living in an enriched environment. So you need an enriched environment like wellness techniques and your lifestyle changes to be wise and to evolve and to go to the wellness domain. Coming to this network theory, networks hypothesis, which is published by Beanon, he proposed default mode networks, salience network and central executive network. Default mode networks includes ventromedial prefrontal cortex and posterior cingulate cortex. The salience network is anterior insula and anterior cingulate cortex. Then central executive dorsolateral prefrontal cortex and posterior parietal cortex. So in most of the default mode, the depressive people, when you reach all by default they get the ruminations of the negative ruminations. This like that, both the lobes, the medial networks are default mode networks, the lateral networks are executive networks. The shifting will happen if you do this all wellness techniques. The shifting from ventromedial network, default mode network to central executive network, where it is reality-oriented network. Default mode network is not reality-oriented network. It's by default the thoughts will come because of familiar tendencies and biological tendencies. So in wellness technique, this shifting will happen. So you will be more lateral executive network will work and you will be reality-oriented and you will probably escape from the all default mode and pathological networks. Coming to the illness and wellness, this concept floated by Travi, which was, he opened a wellness clinic in California. You generally plan the treatment for the ill people. You go to Reddy, very severely major depression, schizophrenic people. We do business on these illness people, but the social and preventive medicine and wellness and well-beingness, the World Health definition is giving how to take the people to the well-being. So your plan should not only treatment domain to the normalcy, but you should plan itself. There itself, when the management formulation includes, you have wellness to every illness, not only physical and psychiatric illnesses. This is the illness wellness continuum. Coming to yoga and comprehensive yoga, what I'm telling what in my practical experiences, the different yogas are available. You go to Ravi Shankar, Art of Living with different yoga, you go to another guru, the different yoga. But Nimax is developing the generic yoga. I think Manasa is here, is integrated department is developing different depression, schizophrenia. Most of these following slides are Hatha Yoga and Mantra Yoga. These two are, I'm utilizing these slides from these two. Coming to Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, everybody knows this, I don't want to repeat again. Yama is good and bad, there are some 5 principles of Yama. Then Niyama, you have to discipline your life to Niyama, with the daily life, as well as asanas to strengthen your body and mind. the hardware, the brain as well as the body balance. And pranayama to increase the prana shakti, that is vitality in the body with the breathing exercise. And pratyahara, like if you take tortoise, there are 5 protrusions. So 5 senses are 5 protrusions to the whole world, and you receive everything from the world and you will prepare your own world. Every human being prepares his own world, but actually only one world outside. But you know how to retract from the all desirous mind, then the dharana, dhyana, samadhi, that is focusing, and what is meditation and meditation, and it's the same target, and we are identifying with the target. Coming to this asanas, most of the asanas generally, you have to do with mindfulness. There are different steps in that, which everybody should be aware. So vinyasa, this is a slide of Dr. Gangadhar sir. Vinyasa is different steps, includes the asana, and Shvasakrama, there is a different particular Shvasakrama for each and everything, and that should be followed, and your attention and dೃಷ್ಟಿ should be on the sthiti, the position. If you attain at the end of the asana, then you have to experience that asana with mindfulness, then only you will get the result of the asana. So I am having my own module, the Prashanti module of yoga. Anybody gives emails, I will send. I practiced a module of yoga which since last 30 years I am practicing the same thing. But in enhance, for everything, for depression there is a separate yoga postures, and for depression, for different schizophrenia, there are separate modules. They are trying to develop the generic modules of yoga. Come to neurotic anxiety disorders, this is the Kirkwood study. Yoga is effective in treating anxiety disorders in general, and particularly obsessive compulsive study. And the rest of the thing, stress and depression and anxiety disorders. How the stress will improve, will increase the sympathetic nervous system, and neuroamines, heartbeat increases, and automatically the clotting, all this will increase as a disease. If you take, this is another thing, the endocrine pathway. If stress is long, it will disease and to the body and disorder to the mind. So this autonomic nervous system, this publication, Streeter's publication, is a balance of autonomic nervous system, which is a useful study in epilepsy, depression, and post-PTSD. What happens in yoga? In stress, sympathetic nervous system is active, hypothalamic pituitary axis is increase in stress, GABA activity is decreased. But in yoga, passive nervous system will be improved, and dominance will be improved, cortisol levels will be decreased, and GABA activity is improved. There is one hypothesis, the pause and plan. Sympathetic, fright and fight. Parasympathetic is rest and digest. So everybody knows this behavior difference. When you are in anxiety and stress, you have to train the brain, be calm and quiet, don't neither fight or not flight. Give a pause and plan what to do in a better way, and that will give the success rate. So yoga in depression, when you are increased parasympathetic, you can be still, then you can pause and plan what to be done. You will not go to stressful situations and anxiety situations. So this study shows again that yoga in depression will decrease the score of HDRS. I'll go a little fast this time. Then yoga increases the BDNF, and yoga decreases the cortisol levels. It improves the in inflammation. The positive advantage decreases the inflammation, and cortical thickness will be improved. Most of these slides from the enhanced studies. The age-related gray matter changes. This is published in Frontiers. So, if by age the gray matter will decrease, but you can stop if you practice the yoga. The functional MRI, it is the Om chanting, is published in the International Journal of Yoga. This is the deactivation of limbic structures and other structures of the brain. Gene expression also is modulated by yoga. So ultimate mechanism of psychosis also, the yoga will improve the oxytocin and motor neuron activity and social cognition function outcome. So yoga therapy is associated with observable biological changes in patients and healthy controls. Neurobiological changes are seen in brain structure, function, and neurochemical and neuroendocrine and psychological domains. The mirror nervous system and neuroplasticity key areas. Preliminary evidence from the genetic studies suggests changes in the gene expression also. So this is the article published in 2012 in Archives of Journal, then the AP Journal of Psychological Medicine, where I propose comprehensive psychotherapy, which includes the Hatha Yoga as well as the Mantra Yoga. So that I can call it a comprehensive yoga therapy. So the spirituality will improve the biology, biology will improve the spirituality, and spirituality is the center of all domains, psychological, social, and somatic domains. This is the genesis study again, how the spirituality is also component of this wisdom and yoga and wellness. Spirituality is a definition. This is a definition taken by George Washington University of Spirituality. Individual search of ultimate meaning of life through participation in religion and through a belief in God, family, naturalism, rationalism, and humanism and arts. So any person who is a rationalist also, our Sanatana Dharma accepts rational thinking also. So even Gnostic also they accept. So a rationalist, non-believer also can evolve in the spiritual level. That is, and we can classify the people into three categories: God-believing Hindus, Muslim, and Christians. Non-God-believing religious persons, Buddhists and Jainists, they are religious but they don't believe God. Non-religious, non-believing persons are racialists and communists. So how to take this? Every global view is different and therapist global view is different. So our global, we have to develop not only illness and take to wellness and improve the global view. So the hypothesis, biopsychosocial spiritual approach is this main of this therapy. Every individual is born into their unique neurobiology, their relative prapta. In Telugu, praptam, that is the nasib bolte in Urdu. Every individual is born into unique biopsychosocial spiritual environment. So the religious practices, whether Islam, Hindu, whatever starts in early atmosphere, early in family life. By birth it is relatively fixed because you cannot change your parents. 50% from mother, 50% from father is already fixing over. So by abhyasa, psychiatric practice or any practice, abhyasa, you can change the, that is publication from T. Jima, Markandeyan phenomenon. Everybody knows the Markandeya. By birth he has to survive up to 12 years, but he became a Chiranjeevi, that's immortal, by practice of Mrityunjaya mantra. This is a mind module I faced in US and other countries. What is your mind module? Is here, the Vishnu is comfortably sleeping on snake, that is Vasu. This is, if you control your Nagu, Na plus Agu is non-stoppable is the mind. So snake is symbolic of the mind. So if you control your mind, you can comfortably sleep on the snake, and you can make the snake as a comfortable umbrella. If you don't control the mind, it will bite your life and bite your mind. But the secret is with Garuda. Garuda is always observing the snake, then the snake becomes statue. So you must be able to develop your visual seeing capacity. Seers will have a lot of seeing capacity, which is correct and right, wrong. Sigmund Freud told the psychoanalysis, the self-analysis is the running mind, the components of mind. This is the telling mind, Krishna. This is the listening mind, Arjuna. The simply sitting and observing is Hanuman, where he is observing the Kauravas and Pandavas, good and bad, and he is seeing what is happening. If you are able to see properly, you can control your mind from all the things and you can evolve in different ways. So in psychotherapy, I utilize this Gayatri. Here, Gayatri, this is a Gayatri mantra, everybody knows. You see? Mantra, Yantra, Tantra. Mantra is Mananam Trayate iti mantra. If you repeat the mantra with the meaning, it will have an effect in changing life. So, mantra is a mechanical power of yantra is mechanical power, yantra shastra, a mechanical power of mantra. That is, you can see that A is the posterior part of the tongue, and cha-cha means the body of the tongue, tata means the tip of the tongue, papa, baba means the lips, and like this, most the 24 letters of the Gayatri mantra are labials, probably having effect on the frontal lobes, which is the anterior part of the brain, and Tantra is a procedure. Most of the Orthodox families will do the Sandhya Vandanam in the morning and afternoon and evening. So that is the procedure of the Gayatri. But in my practice, I will give the Lagu Sandhya, which is difficult to give the whole Sandhya Vandanam. It takes 40 minutes for the initial stages. So this is the secret is, if I hold the sun, if I don't hold the sun, it will fall. So I am holding, the powerful person is holding the power. Like that, earth is holding my body and the sun is holding the earth. So earth is holding moon. So every week is revolving around the powerful. Sun is not only holding the earth, it is holding the 9 planets, other planets also. So who is holding the sun? That's the question. Otherwise he falls. So sky, that is Akasha, and I visited US, New York, that Amit Goswami, who migrated from Bengal, he told the quantum, he working with quantum physics, the sky, Akasha is holding the sun. So in Sandhya Vandanam we pray the Akasha Surya Mandalani Mose, Dikshaktini is the God. That is what my guru and my parents used to say. The God is not sun is also God, but his whole solar family is holding. So the sky is powerful than the sun. So your sky is nothing but space. You have to improve the space. If you improve the space, the whole Akasha is holding the contents of the space. So that is the Chidambara, Chit and Ambara is sky. Chidambara Rasa is nothing but your mind, if you increase the space, that will not be broken properly. So schizophrenia is not broken properly. If you increase the space and you are able to organize, that will be the secret. It cannot, it will take 2 days workshop. This is published in Comprehensive Psychotherapy in Psychotic Disorders, Biopsychosocial by using Gayatri Mantra. Then the Murtidya Mantra, I don't know, tell detail, but the same principles will be there. For mood disorder and for bipolar thinking. This Urvarikama Vandana is this mantra. That pumpkin, right hand pumpkin, will be attached by the creeper. If you touch it, the creeper will detach from the right hand pumpkin. So your life must be like that. If you attach with a negative thought and negative emotion, you will go to depression. If you attach with a positive thought and positive emotion and egoistic thinking, you will go to many. Both will equal to the virtue, and if you escape, you will learn how to relatively attach. Neither attachment nor detachment, that is a moksha, and mukyo, mokshya, amrita. Your life will be amrita. So that is the principle of Mudita. That's what I practice. And this is published in Comprehensive Psychotherapy for Mudita by using Murtidya Mantra. This neurotic thinking is you accept the mother and father, Matu Devo Bhava, Pitu Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, and Ati Devo. Is the principle. Most of the people will not accept. My father is good, but sometimes he will be this, sometimes he will have bad. So try to, we became from the father and mother 50-50. If you accept your mother, after their mother and father, if you accept both of them, probably the total, one of the part of the total acceptance, that is that the gurus, the Shankaracharya Guru philosophy and so the Shankaracharya philosophy and the Brihaspati are different. Again, the teacher is the Shiva. Though accepts both schools of thought, this is negative and positive. If you accept them, all acharyas, probably you accommodate, power will be improved, and that is the total acceptance therapy. That also, if you have to excuse your father and mother, then only you accept. So Atidi, we don't know when he comes. In the midnight he comes, we will see him as God, that concept. So total acceptance. The Sigmund Freud told that neurosis, all religions came from the neurosis. So how to live, how to escape from the anxiety and tension. So the coming to substance of the Sukha Prapti Dukkha, this is a principle and practice. When there is happiness inside, you will not go to the bottles to drink and to get addiction from outside. So you have to, every person should be trained how to become relaxed, how to enjoy the happiness inside. This is a publication in 2017 on the Indian Psychological, Indian Journal of Psychological Medicine, Yoga, Spirituality, Mental Health, Illness to Wellness. Coming to mirror neuron, there are a few last slides. Mirror neuron system was the Italian scientist, Rizzolatti in 2004. He identified the mirror neurons are very important in yoga. We are mirroring, the students are mirroring the teacher's behavior and not your posture as well as a different concepts, that is Guru-Chela relationship. These are the, we are mirroring the behavior, our mirror neurons. Most of our psychiatric disorders for ill people will have deficiency of mirror neurons in the brain. the mirror neurons will be improved. So the sensory mirror neurons, motor mirror neurons, and empathy mirror neurons. If you are going to mix the food, the anterior, that's motor cortex, the anterior central sulcus will be, there are a lot of deflections in that, firing of motor neurons when you are doing motor activity. But you are not doing motor activity, you are not mixing the food, your son is mixing the food, just you are seeing that 20% of motor neurons are firing. So these motor neurons are called mirror neurons. At the same time, sensory mirror neurons, the post-central gap, there are firing when you are getting massage. If you observe the massage, there are 10% of sensory neurons are firing, that is called the sensory neurons, sensory mirror neurons. Empathy neurons, also the V.S. Ramachandran says the empathy neurons he defined as Gandhi neurons. So if you are having more empathy, Gandhi became a leader because he stripped all the cloths, security suit and tie, he identified the average person. So he mirrored, that is a secret of the leadership and following, everybody followed him. So this is the quantum chemotherapy by V.S. Ramachandran. He got a Padma Shri award with this experiment. He kept the mirror, the 2 years suffering from a phantom limb, a sufferer of 2 years with a crippling pain. After that, the operation amputated the limb. But this 2 years, there is an area of where the painful other extra neurons and synapses at the face area, he localized the face area on the cheek. When he touched it, oh, you are touching my phantom, the patient used to tell. Then he gone to that, he invented the mirror, putting the mirror between the, because of this upper limb is not there, in mirror there is an image. So he asked the patient to clap, then slowly after 3 weeks of this clapping, patient remembered, oh, my crippling hand becoming a straight hand. So after that, after 6 weeks, oh doctor, my quantum is disappearing. The point why I am relating here is, this is the Muni and Rishi, the meditation, the techniques of the therapy is, you practice silence and admit the patient in the wellness clinic at 3rd floor of my hospital. So in silence, nobody goes there. That the mauna becomes mauni, then you will reflect how to see capacity. Rishi is nothing but the correct way of seeing, that we call in English the seers. So if the Buddha is disturbed into the Prakriti, he is able to see his own mind and his own life. He corrected his all phantoms in the brain. Maybe neurotic phantoms, maybe all delusional thinking, all these things are family, caste, religion, nationality, everything will be all phantoms in the life. Your spinal cord is a Prasamba, heart is Garapudi, white matter is a Palasamudra. Is there any Palasamudra? There is a Hindu Ocean and an Arabian Ocean. There is no milk ocean is anywhere in that. This is nothing but the white matter of the brain, where the churning of Rajasa and Palasam Madanam is nothing but gods and both Rakshasa churning. The Meru Varta is nothing but our Merudanda is the spine and the white matter. After that churning and sadhana, your life will become Amrita, that is Amrita came from that. So this is the thing, these are all phantoms. We are not able to see, average human being not able to see what he is. So disturbed mind, disturbed water, disturbed image, and if you are still, you can see your mind like a child without any conditioning. Probably that will improve the judgment, and if you improve the judgment, you are like Nataraja, the Yogeshwara is a Shiva. He knows the life is a drama. You should not become victim of drama. You should become master of drama. That is always the master of arts also. So in Krishna, the mind, he killed the Kaliya with simple feet as well as a flute. Flute is nothing ends, both ends are open. If you have nothingness, it become a weapon, and you can kill. If you are having ego, you cannot kill all the phantoms of the brain. If you kill or you can control your mind perfectly, then your life will be Navarasa. So this is the last slide. This is the last slide where the Shiva is symbolic of the self, Parvati is symbolic of the mind, the Vinayaka is symbolic of parasympathetic, and Murugan is symbolic of the sympathetic. With the Yogeshwara, by yoga, you can balance this both system of autonomic nervous system. The vehicle of the Murugan is the peacock, vehicle of the rat, vehicle of the Vinayaka is the rat, and the snake, and vehicle of the mother is the lion, vehicle of the father, the Shiva, is the bull. So lion want to attack the bull, the peacock want to attack the snake, snake want to attack the rat. There is a lot of problems with Shiva family itself. But you see the face of the Shiva is very serene, highly controlled and balanced because he is the Yogishwara. So this is the last slide, the publication by Dr. Gangara sir here. We yesterday together written in the IJP, that is yoga and mental, how to integrate this all yoga and other wellness techniques and as well as how to evolve our human being. All these things should be integrated with our routine psychiatric practice and other mental health services. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kishan. Different types of yoga and the way the changes in the brain can occur, and also the clinical approaches, especially in the case of anxiety, depression, and even the substance abuse disorders. So, very nicely made. Thank you very much, sir. And I will hand over to Dr. Prabhakar.
So, thank you, sir, for your excellent, very elaborate talk on this revolution of human being from illness to wellness, the comprehensive approach, how the yoga plays important role in psychiatric disorders. If you immerse this approach in routine treatment protocols and other pharmacotherapy, definitely it will be useful. Thank you, sir. Big oration, we don't have questions and answer session. We'll close the session. Go on to our results.
Thank you. Now I request Dr. K. Karri.
Sir.
Actually, you can take the dais maybe third time too. So third time something has to be given, is it not? So Tirupati is over and the grand announcement. Actually, we wanted to distribute the sweet packets, the sweet memories of this conference tomorrow from Suraksha stall. So may I request the delegates to take the sweet mementos from Suraksha Pharma post lunch. Post lunch, I think we can get that. Even the delegate kits also.